Dear Kehkashan, thank you so much for offering up your application to be selected as a finalist for the Exceptional Young Women of Peace Award. Again, congratulations. So
Thank you so much.
you are so welcome. So let's begin with you sharing your name, your location, where you live, and where you do your work.
My name is Kehkashan Basu. I'm the founder president of Green Hope Foundation. I'm from Toronto, Canada. I am based in Toronto as well, and that is where my organization is headquartered. But we work in 28 countries across all six inhabited continents, and our work is very, very global.
Thank you. And so tell us more about your work and what difference it makes. And if you have a story that you could share with us, that would be wonderful.
I am the founder president of Green Hope Foundation, which I founded at the age of 12. I started my journey 4 years before that when at the age of 7, I saw the image of a dead bird with its belly full of plastic, was deeply disturbed by that, and decided to plant my first tree on my 8th birthday, which was World Environment Day, 5th June. So I thought that was my life's mission. So I realized as I grew older and as I started engaging more and more children at the time, but adults also within my community to care for each other and care for the planet, that there were multiple intersecting challenges that were happening in the world at the same time, and that in order to achieve any kind of peace or any kind of a sustainable future, you needed intersectional solutions as well. And so when I was invited to speak at the Rio Plus 20 Earth Summit, which was the largest sustainable development conference of the time, being out of five, only 5 young people present there out of 50,000 delegates, and me at the age of 12 being one of them, I realized as I looked around there was a severe lack of inclusivity at the highest levels of policy making. And so if that was happening, it was even worse on the ground. And so on my return home, I founded Green Hope Foundation to provide a platform of learning that turns into ground level action. And as we worked on the ground, it became very clear that there wasn't any one single pathway towards achieving peace. There were multiple intersecting pathways that needed to be taken in order to create peace. And so that included ensuring equitable, inclusive spaces, that included ensuring access to education, food, water, shelter, safe spaces. All of these aspects needed to be addressed. And that is exactly what we do at Green Hope Foundation, working towards peace through all of these different intersecting ways, whether that's building solar water farms for water security, or ensuring that children have access to education and safe spaces to be able to go to school by building solar streetlights and climate disaster zones. Our work is very, very broad because we believe that there are all of these different ways that we can achieve peace all across the world in different contexts.
Right. Is there any specific story that you recall that you would share with us about what difference your work makes? Anything that stands out for you?
In a lot of the climate disaster zones that we work in, we see that there is an immediate lack of peace because of not just because of the destruction of infrastructure, but because that causes an exacerbation of gender inequalities that exist. And so that means that if there are no safe spaces, women don't feel safe coming out of their homes in the evenings, girls don't feel safe going to school at dawn, and so they don't go to school at all. You don't see women come out of their homes at all, even to go to work. And so when we installed solar powered streetlights in Liberia, Bangladesh, and Cambodia in their respective climate disaster zones, we saw that there was a 60% increase in girls going to school because they would feel safe going to school at dawn. and women felt safer coming out of their homes in the evenings, and that reduced the instances of trafficking, rape, and abuse. And so all of these instances, like with just that one simple installation of the solar street lights and providing a source of light at night and in the early mornings, we were able to ensure that the creation of safe spaces, which in turn led to moving more towards peace.
That's beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing that. Kehkashan, I wonder how you define peace. And also, even though you've kind of talked a little about this from the perspective of your very young self, what really is the source of your inspiration for your work, as well as what keeps you keeping on?
So for me as a grassroots actor, peace has never been just a single definition. Peace for me is having access to basic human rights. It's about having access to things that we take for granted, like food, water, shelter, clothing, safe spaces, the ability to be able to share opinions, speak out without fear of retaliation. All of these instances and intersecting instances are peace for me. It's not just about, oh, there's no war, therefore there's peace. We work in communities, my team and I, where, yeah, there isn't war, but there's is not access to water or there isn't access to food. And that in turn creates a lack of peace. And so peace is really about sustainability, and peace and sustainability are two sides of the same coin. You can't achieve one without the other. And so for me, that is what peace is about. So being in harmony with yourself, with others, and with the planet. And for me, my source of inspiration, as I think back to when I was 7 and seeing that image of the dead bird with its belly full of plastic, for me, that was a disruption of the peace with which I had which I'd been leading my life, because I could not for the life of me figure out how people could be so cruel as to allow this innocent creature to suffer through so much pain. And so for me, that was a turning point in realizing that peace and the lack of peace meant, environmental degradation, harming the harming of our planet and the harming of others as well. And so as I grew older, there were multiple sources of inspiration for me to move ahead and work on different aspects of peace building. One of them definitely was the dead bird with its stomach full of plastic. When I was 9, I had attended a walk for water with my parents that was to raise awareness on the plight of children who had to walk miles in the sun to fetch clean drinking water. And I remember being so disturbed by that and promising my mom that when I grow older, I'm going to be provide communities with water. And so when I was 19, and in 2019, Green Hope Foundation installed its first deep bore tube well in a rural community impacted by climate change in Bangladesh. And then from there, we have now built large-scale solar water farms in Kiribati and Cambodia to provide communities with clean drinking water. And so for me, that was a source of inspiration that led me to creating peace within a community through water security. So that is how, like, another one of the instances of inspiration turning into action.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And there's so much that I am sure you are proud of. But what would you say you are most proud of in your work for peace?
I think the fact that I have been able to create a platform of action through Green Hope Foundation is what I'm most proud of. Like every single time we're able to implement an action that creates positive impact for the communities and we're able to see the smiles on the faces of people. I think that for me is just such a wonderful feeling. So, what I'm most proud of is Green Hope Foundation and the work that we do there. And I feel very, very fortunate that we've been able to, I've been able to grow Green Hope Foundation from a 12-year-old girl's dream to an organization that creates large-scale positive impact all across the world and that works on so many different aspects of peace and creating peaceful societies.
Oh, that is amazing. Thank you. What more would you want others to know about you, Kehkashan?
I would want others to know more about the different intersections of peace. I feel that there's like the main narrative is usually about, peace means no war, and that is really not true. I mean, of course, it means no war for sure, but it also means so many other things. And I want people to be aware of the fact that there is a lot more that they can do within their own spheres of influence to create peace within their own societies. So one of the ways in which I do that and my team does that is by starting peace education right from the childhood, teaching children about empathy, compassion for people and planet. There are different aspects of that education, one of which is disarmament education. So we have our We Want Books, Not Nukes campaign. So teaching children from an early age about nuclear weapons and how horrible they are for our planet so that they grow up to become informed adults who can then have the decision-making power to create change. It's environmental education so that, whichever field they go to, whether that's engineering or medicine, they know to care for the planet as well as the people. So I would probably say that kind of awareness, moving from apathy to empathy, is something that people definitely should be more aware of. And in our own small way, we try to do that within our different spheres of influence.
Thank you so much. You are amazing. Your work is amazing, and you clearly are an exceptional young woman of peace. So thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank
I
you so
vouch
much.
you. Thank you.